And welcome to our predictions for AEW Dynasty 2025. It's this Sunday. It's crept up really quick, hasn't it?
It has. You expect it to be WrestleMania weekend, but it's not. That's the bloody bank holiday over here in the UK,
They're
Sam.
all moving it. They're moving everything around.
But I need to say, there's no punishment for this pay-per-view because I'm quite thankful for that as well, Sam, because we've been trying to relate the punishments to the pay-per-view and Dynasty. I mean, I didn't want to kill myself for this company, but it felt like it might have been the case if there was one for this show.
Maybe they've got to just make it a big four and you might all get your wish. One of us might have to do the ultimate challenge.
Dynasty.
Anyway, let's have a crack. Let's have a look at all the predictions that we've got in store for the matches and the card of Dynasty coming up this Sunday, April 6th.
Do you work for AEW now, do you? First up, we have Marcedes Mone taking on Julia Hart in the Women's Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarter-final match. Sam, who are you picking and why?
Now, obviously, you've got the stipulation here that if Marcedes is to win, she's going to go on and face Athena. But I went with my head last time over the Hart, and even though I made predictions that were kind of a bit, ooh, if that goes wrong, I'm gonna have a really bad time. I'm gonna do the same again, and it's Marcedes, and Marcedes doesn't like to lose, so Marcedes is winning.
I'm gonna say the same thing, Sam. I wrote down some notes. I'm gonna say the winner of this one faces Athena, while Athena and Billy in the final might be interesting because Billy Starks is on the other side of the bracket as well. I can just see Marcedes and Hayter being the actual two in the final, and for Marcedes to be in that final, she's gonna have to win this match here, so I reckon she'll win as well.
She gets another belt out of it as well, so she can add another one to the collection. She likes belts.
Yeah. In fact, I'm going to go for it, I'd like her to win all of the belts just to see how they would fit on one singular being. It's never
like
been done before.
Dragon.
Yeah.
It's really hard to walk, it's got to be. Next up, on the men's side of the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament quarter-final bracket, we got Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight. Ross, who you got and why?
Back to my notes I go. The winner faces Takeshita, and you'd think Fletcher being on the other side of the bracket, the potential's there to do the rematch with Ospreay and Fletcher in the final. However, he's on that side with Hangman and TBA, which I don't believe stands for Trent Alexander-Arnold. That's a football reference some people might get. Who knows who it could be? So I don't think Fletcher will get to the final, but despite that, Ospreay will win this match.
Yeah, I think it makes the most sense to put Ospreay forward in terms of just his position in the company, right? He's a very, very big company man. Having him prominently in or winning this competition, or at least getting through to the final, you're going to get another kind of star-making performance out of whoever he's up against, or a juicy rematch potentially. But it just makes the most sense for me for this to be Ospreay here. But at the same time, Ospreay's a very given wrestler, so it could also be Kevin Knight. But I'm going to go with Ospreay.
I was going to say the temptation was there to pick Big Kev, but as we say, Ospreay, I'll give you a rub, bruv.
Yeah.
I don't think this time it'll happen, but it'll be a good match all the same. Next up, we have the Hurt Syndicate taking on the Learning Tree for the Tag Team Championship. Sam, who are you picking and why?
I just don't see the Learning Tree doing it. It's the Hurt Syndicate.
There's a little thingy though. This is representing the little thingy that could see the Hurt Syndicate lose, and that little thingy is called MJF. Look at him. Oh, hello, I'm little MJF. I'm better than you.
The Hurt Syndicate right now are on a tear. They're establishing themselves, and I think that it makes the most sense to just keep them dominant.
Yeah.
Have them have a massive run, and just really make them a standout, major, must-see part of the show, which they're already well on their way to being. So just dominant reign, and I don't think we're going to see many title reigns tonight, if any at all. Maybe one, but we'll get onto that in a bit. What about you?
He meant changes, not reigns. I know what he's saying. I don't want to cut him off, you know. But just stop commenting, right? He said he meant changes. I'm going to go Hurt Syndicate as well. But MJF, because the segment on Dynamite this week ended with MJF going, Big Bob, I'm going to have to prove myself to you, am I? So one of three things is going to happen in this match here. Either MJF helps them win, which I don't think is necessary. MJF gets involved and costs them, which could happen, or the Hurt Syndicate just win. And I'm going to go for option 3. I don't see it happening. I think the MJF still will come after this pay-per-view match.
Possibly. I could see them getting involved in some way, like you said at the start there, your first point, your initial point, to help them win, just to poo house a heel and just be like, you wouldn't have retained without me. So at the same time, I do think it might just come down the line. Just keep them looking strong. I
hope Big Bill has a star-making night and leaves a Learning Tree, because I'm ready, right?
I'm ready for just anything around Jericho to end. Next up, we got Daniel Garcia defending the AEW TNT Championship against Adam Cole in a singles match. The match has no time limit. No outside interference is permitted either. Ross, who you got and why?
I'm going, baby! Bam! That's how he does his catchphrase. I'm going to go for Adam Cole for this one for three reasons. Yeah. First one, Adam Cole is ripped. He's put on more muscles onto his frame. Yeah. He looks fantastic. He's more ready than he's ever been to do the professional wrestling for a long time. The second one, there's been little jibes made towards Roddy Strong for not getting the job done against Daniel Garcia, hinting that may be the feud that comes out of this pay-per-view. Adam Cole versus Roddy Strong. I'm pinning my hopes on that one. Adam Cole being the heel. Being the feel, so he will. He'll be the feel and Roddy will be the heel, face, feel, be the feel as well. And the third one, the third one, this is the last time these two will ever do the wrestling, Daniel Garcia said, so that'll mean something. So I'm going to go for Cole to win.
I went for Garcia, because the first match you had the interference, second match you went to a time limit draw, and then now you've got sort of, did he really have to do this again?
No.
Is he going to look foolish for losing? Potentially, but part of me feels like he's going to get a big star-making performance. Not that he really needs a star-making performance, but you know what I mean? Like a big statement win over Cole here. So this is our first difference on the card. Ooh.
Next up we have Chris Jericho versus Bandido, mask versus title. Bandido's mask, the Ring of Honor World Championship. Who are you picking and why?
Lucha de apuestas. I think it's just the wrong call overall to have Chris, as much of a heel as he is, somebody of his vintage, let's not be ageist, somebody of his vintage taking a rising star's mask, it just doesn't feel right. It just really doesn't feel right. So, and I think Bandido having that title would also elevate Ring of Honor massively in my eyes. So I'm going to go for Bandido for the big win here. Dominantly, quickly, destroys Jericho, sends him packing. Fozzy World Tour, go on.
I can't wait for the Fozzy World Tour. Lordy's in Newcastle this evening.
Oh, really?
Blood Red Sandman coming.
Dressed like 11-foot tall costumes.
Yeah. Anyway, that's besides the point. I'm tempted to pick Jericho because he's done his time. He was on the pre-show for the last pay-per-view, and you know that will have been eating him alive every single second since that call was made. But I'm not. I'm going to agree with Sam. It's Bandido. It's got to be.
Mask him, man. You can't.
And on top of that, we can't make his mom cry again.
No.
She can't cry twice on pay-per-view. Then it becomes a bit weird if it's a third or a fourth time.
Tony's thing. That's every single show.
She'll launch her Only Cries channel. Just go and pay a subscription to watch Bandido's mom cry. But yeah, Bandido, please win.
Yeah, please. Fozzy World Tour. Next up, we've got the Death Riders, Claudio, Castagnoli, Pac, and Wheeler Yuta, defending their AEW Trios Championships against Rated FTR, which is Cope, Wheeler, and Dax. Who you got and why?
Sam, this is a tough one because we know that FTR are going to have a conversation about their future or about everything that's going on next week after the pay-per-view. So either something's going to happen at the pay-per-view or it's not going to happen at the pay-per-view and it's going to happen after the pay-per-view. But I'm hedging me bets that Rated FTR will lose, and I'm saying it with me voice as loud and proudly as I can. The Death Riders will rise again. They will hold on to their time.
They will rise again.
They will hold on to their Trios Championships. More on the John Moxley bit later, obviously, but the Trios titles will be held on for a bit because of the infighting between Dax Harwood and Cash and in turn Cope, who has let them down, Sam.
So I've taken that idea and said, wouldn't it be spicier if they were champions and then they had a massive Barney? And I think that if you give Cope a title in the mid-card, you keep him nice and far away from the title scene, which right now doesn't need anybody like kind of a vintage veteran wrestler in it. Just keep him in the middle right now. It'll allow the FTR thing to maybe be a bit juicier, and also it could evolve into a whole new trios thing, or it implodes and we get yet another team taking the titles. But I think right now having them win sort of takes care of a bit of the Death Riders thing, which everybody's starting to get a bit with. But the thing is, these are my favourite members of the Death Riders, so I kind of want to see them win. But part of me feels it's going to be Rated FTR, taking the win here, and then maybe in the aftermath, maybe immediately afterwards, maybe the week after on Dynamite, we're going to see some sort of ructions.
I've just realised I'm asking Cope to lose a match that doesn't involve Christian. I realise that's what I'm asking him. Dax can take the fall.
Christian comes down.
If
Dax takes the fall, that's even better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Aye.
What if he deliberately takes the fall?
Death Riders rise again. The International Championship is on the line as Kenny Omega defends against Ricochet and Speedball Mike Bailey in a triple threat. Sam, who you picking in this wrestle wank and why?
Kenny's not even held the title for a month yet. So, and part of me feels like we need to sellotape his belt to Okada's belt and eliminate one of the weirdest title duo things going on. It's going to be a hell of a match for sure, but I think Kenny just has to retain. It makes the most sense to me logically that he's going to be the guy who sort of holds onto it for a long time. Give him an established reign. He's just back off injury. He looks good with a belt around his waist. Not that anybody else, but it's just, I just want this belt folded into another one. I just want it done.
I think that's happening at All In at Arlington,
which is now in the
stadium. It's an early start, isn't it? Fantastic scenes. But I think that's where we'll get title versus title. The winner's title eats the loser's title between Okada and Omega. So that means, of course, Omega has to win here for me as well. Trevor takes the fall because he can take it and come out of it looking good on the other side, because he is a very good professional wrestling heel here in 2025, which is a weird sentence to say, but his work has been great.
It's going to be an unbelievable match, though. Speedball, Ricochet, and Omega.
It's a wrestle wank.
Oh, it is. It probably is. Next up, we've got Timeless Toni Storm with Luther defending her AEW Women's World Championship against Megan Bayne. Who you got and why?
Woo-woo! I am on the Bayne train, but I'm getting off before we get to the Mega stop. Right? Yep, that worked. Yep. Fantastic scenes, Ross. I'm going for Toni Storm. The temptation, I think, will be there for Tony Khan to just give Megan like a win, like Brock over John at SummerSlam 2014. To really, because she's been presented incredibly well so far, while not saying many words out of her mouth. But I don't think you need to when you look like that and you do the wrestling moves like that and the F5 and all that malarkey. However, I do think that Toni Storm is still head and shoulders above everybody in AEW at the moment. I think more feuds coming out of this match here present themselves with Toni involved than with Toni not involved. So just because of that, I think Toni retains.
When you take all that and then you add the fact that everywhere she is, she's the AEW Women's Champion, loud and proud about it, and she is the biggest draw of the product right now, arguably. So I'd say you got to leave the title on her, unfortunately, for Megan Bayne.
Woo-woo. Sad train. And finally, Jon Moxley, the champion, defends against Swerve Strickland, a singles match for the AEW World Championship. Who you picking and why?
He didn't do me wrong last time, and I feel like we should have more angry crowd, more confusion, and a more just horrible situation coming out of it.
Don't do it, Sam.
I'm going for Jon Moxley.
Oh, you slag.
I reckon if they lose the titles maybe earlier in the night, Moxley winning and retaining sort of is going to make everybody angry enough to the point where if we can get it to like classic heat where people are like really, really, really angry, trying to climb over the barricade to slap him to make his entrance, that's where we need to get to. And I think that, it makes the most sense for me in terms like of Swerve winning it here, but I kind of just want to see the reaction if Moxley retains, and I'm going for Moxley.
What do we know about Andrew Dingle, Sam?
Well, he's from Yorkshire.
Yep.
He's a fantastic video editor.
Yep.
He has got a delightful selection of hats.
Yep. What else, though? He's brilliant. Because on the pictures for AEW Dynasty this week, he has said what I think coming out of last night's Dynamite is going to happen, because we get the stand-off between Swerve and Hangman last night, and they're shouting at each other, "You burnt down my house, you did this, you did that, you accosted my child and gave her a t-shirt for free. I hate you!" But then when Hangman says, when Swerve says, "You burnt down my house, I deserved it," and Hangman has this moment of realisation that just like him, Swerve has the moral compass and he knows he can be a bad guy and he deserves certain bad things that happens to him. So I'm going for it. Andrew's pitch will come true. Hangman will help Swerve win the title in exchange for the first shot at that title at the big Dallas pay-per-view.
You are going to look so dumb. You're going to look so dumb because you misread that look entirely.
No.
Hangman was looking at him going, "That's a free license to be an arsonist." So throughout the entire show, he's going to be backstage going like, "Oh, Tony's Lamborghini," setting it on fire, and he's going to be the entertainment.
Sam, they've realised they're birds of a feather. They're cut from the same cloth.
No, he just wants to torch stuff. Maybe they're both just going to torch stuff backstage before the match. It'll be fun.
Just set Moxley on fire.
Yeah,
gets the title off him
for it probably.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. But yeah, I think Andrew's pitch, because Andrew was doing that pitch this week, and I was like, "What are you talking about?" Hangman's told Swerve he's going to make sure he doesn't get the championship. But I think that moment of clarity for Hangman last night is going to be a thing on Sunday. Hopefully Swerve wins and it's over for the Death Riders, apart from the trios.
Come on, Moxley. Come on,
no,
Moxley.
You're the only guy in the world saying that, apart from Renee.
Well,
you and Renee, a couple of blonde bombshells. Go on, John.
We need more crazy Spike moments. That's what I want. That's what I want to see in every match now.
Yes.
But that is it for our AEW Dynamite predictions. The show is
Dynasty. He said Dynamite.
Dynamite. Oh my God. Dynasty predictions. Show is of course going to be live this Sunday, April 6th. Don't miss out. I will be doing reactions with a special mystery guest. It's an evening of fun you surely don't want to miss out on youtube.com/cultaholic/live.
So yeah, check out the AEW pictures live on the channel this week. Next week on Patreon there will be WTF moments. I think that is all the boxes ticked there, Samwell. Thank you for joining us today, and I hope Jon Moxley loses.
I hope he wins.
Bye bye.